Alright guys, so here is part 2 of the video. So we're going to focus just on the rock cycle on this portion of the video. So this is going to be short, but I kind of wanted to just stick to just the rock cycle. So we talked about the plate tectonics, we've talked about the layers of the earth. So we kind of need to talk about what these layers are actually made from. The rock cycle, so a definition being a continuous changing of rocks from one type to another. And you have to remember, all rocks can change to all other types of rocks. So it's not like sedimentary can't become metamorphic. It can. It's just going to have to undergo a process. Okay. All right, so the rock cycle. We're going to start, if you kind of see the way this diagram is done up, we've got the sedimentary rock on the top, we've got the metamorphic to the bottom left, and we got the igneous to the right. And these arrows are going to show us, the pink arrows mean one thing, the green arrows mean one thing, and the purple arrows mean one thing. Okay, so we'll kind of go over that as we do that. So let's start with sedimentary. So you can see sedimentary rock. Your classic example of sedimentary rock is the Grand Canyon. It's going to be created through millions and millions of years of sediment sort of piling on top of each other. So you can see in this rock layer picture that's just nice layers of rock. Sedimentary rock is going to be made through weathering. So the stuff kind of gets broken up. Erosion, it gets moved. Deposition, it's deposited. Compaction means it's compacted together, so I'm pushing it together, I'm squeezing it together. And then cementation means I'm cementing it together. So I want you to imagine that we go into a yard or something, we pick up a whole bunch of random rocks and we put them down, and then we put a whole bunch of glue on them and we stick them all together. That's cementation. So there's no rhyme or reason to the rocks, they're just kind of glued together. And they're glued together from water, from precipitation, mixing in with the sediment that's in there. So the tiny particles, the tiny grains of sand or whatever, it kind of mixes together, makes like a paste, and sticks all these larger rocks together. And so the pink arrows represent weathering, erosion, deposition, compaction, and cementation. Okay, so that pink arrow takes us there. So that's how we get to metamorphic. Metamorphic, you can see with metamorphic rocks, we've got thicker layers of rocks. There's going to be some crystals in there, so it's hard to see in this picture, but there's some crystals within that. In order to form a metamorphic rock, the rock has to undergo a lot of heat and pressure. So heat doesn't mean like, this is this kind of heat where it's, a little bit of warm. We're talking like a tremendous amount of heat. And pressure, we're talking about squeezing, but squeezing it up with great intensity. So think about being at the bottom of the ocean, how much pressure is on top of you. That's the kind of pressure we're talking about. So in order to form that metamorphic rock, we have to have it undergo this heat and pressure. All right. Finally, to get to the igneous rock, in order to form igneous rock, so the metamorphic was the greenish arrows, and the igneous rock were these purple arrows. Igneous rock, so something like obsidian would be an example of an igneous rock, and it's going to be made from the rock undergoing a melting and a cooling. How fast it cools is going to depend on what that rock looks like. So if it cools kind of slowly, it's going to be glassy, like you see obsidian looks very glassy. If it cools very quickly, it's going to be very crystallized. Okay, so we're going to have a bunch of little sparkly crystals in there. It won't look quite as shiny and glassy like you see. So let's think back. So we're going to go, I'm going to take us back. Oop, zooming in too much. Sedimentary. We've got the pink arrows. I'm sorry, not the pink arrows, the green arrows, I apologize. So to go to sedimentary, we have to weather, erode, deposit, compact, cement. To go to metamorphic, which are the pink, it has to undergo heat and pressure. To get the igneous, it's the purple, and that's melting and cooling. Please stay tuned for part 3.